Hey everybody, it's Bondalyn Jolly. I'm the VP of Marketing at Elm Street Technology and the Managing Partner of 365. And I'm so excited to welcome all of you to our Listings webinar today. I believe it is the highest registration count that we have had in the past year plus. So we're very excited to connect with all of you today. So I'd love to introduce your two amazing marketing minds that are going to be working with you today. First of all, I'd like to introduce Erin Olson. She is the lead support and trainer at Agent Marketing, which is one of the companies inside of the Elm Street family. How are you today, Erin?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, awesome. Great to have you. And my other wonderful guest is Dylan Handy. He's a business development consultant for Elevate. And if you have ever registered and attended one of our boot camps over the past several years, whether in person or on webinar, there's a very good chance you've met Dylan because he is one of our rock star social media and lead gen coaches. So how are you today, sir?
I'm awesome. So excited to be here.
Well, before I turn it over and let you two just go for it with everybody, I have a little bit of housekeeping to take care of with everybody. So the first thing I want to talk about is I have a lot of questions that'll come to me like, why am I introducing people from all these different company names? And so just to give you a really quick background, Elm Street Technology is our holding company, and it's who we all work for. And it is the creator of the Elevate CRM, which hopefully you know or will know by the end of this hour. And over the past 4 years since Elm Street Technology was founded, they have been working to acquire best-in-class technology companies to build a seamless, singular technology solution for the real estate community. And so Dylan actually comes to us from RLS 2000, which was a company that was founded by his father and was one of the very first companies to be welcomed into the Elm Street family. And then Erin comes from Agent Marketing, which was one of our acquisitions along with IDX Broker this past summer in the midst of COVID in 2020. And then I actually was the founder and CEO of Emerge, which was a company that came into the fold about 2.5 years ago. And so we're bringing all these fantastic technologies together, all these fantastic trainers and coaches and amazing minds to create this wonderful seamless experience for everybody. So that's why you get different names of different companies here and there, because we're in the process of commingling everybody. So logistically, the webinar is being recorded. So you will receive an email on the back side of this webinar. It'll have a link to an on-demand recording. So if you want to, take a second look at any of the talking points or share it with anybody, you can do so. And then we also have a really fantastic marketing guide. It's called Listings. And it is full of tons of information, much more than we're even going to share with you in this hour. And then we also went out and connected with a whole bunch of our different coaches and trainers for their suggestions, tips, tricks, and strategies on lead generation, marketing, seller leads, listing presentations, the whole works. And so we're going to share that link a little later on, and you'll also receive that at the end of the webinar in that email. If you have any questions over the course of the webinar, there are 2 different ways that you can connect with us. You have the chat option, so you can chat and ask us a question, or if you have comments or anything that you want clarified. There's also the Q&A section, which you can go ahead and post your questions there. I'll be monitoring both of those. We actually have Ashley Hawkins on the back end who will also be monitoring those. We are going to do a little bit of Q&A at the end. So, you can save your questions for the end, but if you are asking them throughout, we'll try to address as many as we can. We want to give you all the information that we possibly can. And so to start with, Erin, if you could throw up that very first poll question for me, please. We just want to get to know our audience a little bit. We have close to 1,000 people out in our audience today. And so there's a lot of different things we're going to be talking about today in terms of capturing and nurturing your listings. And so we just want to know what are you most interested in, and you can select more than one. Are you interested in online lead generation of buyer seller leads? Obviously, we're focusing on seller leads today. CRM and how to manage all of those leads. Website, single property websites, which Erin's going to be talking about with us. Social media marketing, and then also print services and how that kind of all comes together and helps create like a comprehensive marketing plan. So just go ahead, fill that out. And we've got, a lot of people giving us a lot of good feedback. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll let it run just another moment here because I see a lot of responses still pinging in. And don't worry, we're going to cover every single one of these. We just wanted to get an idea of where we should be focusing, our attention for everybody. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Erin, I think we're good on that. Thank you. Okay, that's it logistically. I am done. I'm just going to sit back and relax. I'm going to turn this over to Dylan. So Dylan, the first thing that when we are talking about listings is, well, first of all, how do we get the listing, right? And so we need to go all the way back to how do we capture those seller leads? I mean, inventory is at an all-time low. It is so incredibly competitive right now in this space, like we've never seen before. And so feed our brains and tell us, the best tips and strategies of how to capture seller leads.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks, Gwendolyn. Really excited to talk with you guys about this topic here today. I go around the country and I talk to agents every single day, and I hear from all of you how hot this market is, especially for listings and sellers. I can actually tell you, I've seen it firsthand. I actually put my house on the market recently in January, and I can tell you within the first week, I had 5 offers all over asking price. So I've seen it firsthand. So I want to talk a little bit about our agenda here, our goals. We're going to focus on, there's a lot to cover in targeting sellers, right? There's a lot of aspects, moving parts to it. So our big focuses here today are going to be driving traffic from sellers, both organically. Now, this is organic, meaning free. There's no financial investment, right? Everyone loves free. Agents love free. We're going to talk about the organic lead generation. This will be your social media platforms. This will be building your search engine optimization. Okay, this is how do I increase my value online to Google and search engines? And I can tell you right now, this past year, real estate searches alone were up 42% on Google. So my question is, what are we doing to build that search engine value? We're going to talk about how to do that organically. We're going to focus heavily on paid, right? There are paid options where you can really target and drive seller leads to through PPC ads, through search engine ads. And even I'm going to touch on how even those of you who have current listings right now, how you can source that for online farming, recent sales, and to even grow even more seller opportunities. But before I do that, I want to talk about first how lead generation really starts with an online presence, especially now, more than ever. It's so important for us, with social distancing and, not able to do large events. We're not able to network like we used to, right? So now more than ever, with the high activity of Google searches and social media, it's such a valuable time to try to connect with buyers and sellers. Now, I want to start first with the website. Now, I want to talk about websites because that's like the front door to your business, right? It's an online fingerprint for your business. But most agents think of sites just as a resource for their buyers. Now, I'm going to dive in deep here today about how that's not just the case. There are great opportunities for you to drive pay-per-click ads, social media ads, links from your social media to your website for sellers, free market home evaluations, and how that can actually start to add sellers and listings to your pipeline. So number one, we've got to have a website where to drive all this traffic. But a lot of times agents say to me, well, how do I even get traffic to my site? How do I even get sellers to even locate me? Well, first you have to make sure you have an active dynamic website. Most real estate websites are static. Just listings are changing on them. So to increase your search engine value or your SEO value, you want to make sure you incorporate blogging content. Blogging content can organically build your value online to Google. So you want to be posting a blog post a couple times a week. Now, our focus here today is sellers. So those real estate articles that you're writing, target those sellers. What are they asking you? You guys get questions all the time from potential sellers. Blog relevant information for sellers. And then I'm going to talk about how we can advertise that on social media platforms. Things to consider before you sell your home. Should you sell your home? Key factors to consider. Things that start to create that thought process for homeowners. hey, maybe it's the time to sell. It's going to help add a lot of great value in building your SEO and your branding. Now, you can filter in lifestyle content that's focused for homeowners as well. Do-it-yourself projects, financial advice, things like that. But the two focuses for sellers that's going to bring the most value for seller lead generation is going to be by blogging your listing transactional activities and market update reports. So let's talk about that. You want to blog all your listing activities. Here's why. Every time you blog your listings, it forces Google and search engines to read it, index it, look at your keywords, increase your activity. Most agents only put their listings on MLS, and they're missing a massive opportunity to build that organic SEO. So that will force Google to look at keywords like new listing, open house, sold, price change, sold. But how about even keywords like street addresses? One thing that I like to touch on is, your past sales, blog about it. When I went to go put my house on the market, before I even made that decision, I wanted to know what other houses sold for in my area. What did I do? I Googled street addresses. So having blogs specific to maybe some of your past sales can help drive some lead generation for sellers. Remember, guys, how you promote your listings actually brands you as an agent. And if you're maximizing your listing exposure, you can actually get more listing opportunities as well. Now, a big one is, well, what about if I don't have listings, right? Well, how about blogging market update reports, right? Target sellers if you don't have any listings by creating all this great information that you can pull from your MLS right now and format it right into a blog post for a market update report. Talk about what the market's like. I hear from all of you every single day how hot the market is. Log it. Provide that information. And inside that blog, have a lead capture, a call to action button. Check valuation, home valuation, where you're able to capture that lead's information. I'll tell you, my clients are doing this now with the Elevate platform, and they're loving it. I think the number one question agents get is, what's the market like? And providing this information is not only going to build your SEO and branding, but it can get you some lead capture for seller leads as well. So you want to take all that great blog content that has great search engine value, and you want to post it everywhere. Don't just keep it on your website. Post this type of content to your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Instagram. I just ran out of room over here, but Instagram's on there too. The reality you have to kind of see here is by taking that blog and sharing it across multiple touch points, first you're going to reach a larger search engine value. Remember, that high value of being found through the Google searches, but also you're going to reach a larger audience. We talk all the time about how there's different demographics on all of these social platforms. Millennials tend to love Twitter and Instagram. Baby boomers tend to love Facebook and LinkedIn. So sharing these across multiple touch points is going to reach a larger audience and build a stronger SEO and drive more traffic for you. Really, really important that you're sharing it across all social platforms, always driving back to you. And I also just wanted to touch on videos, especially YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google. It's the second largest search engine, third most visited website on the internet, and it's free. So it's a great resource for agents looking to target sellers. So here's what I say. First of all, you should be making sure that all of your listings that you create virtual tours for need to go on YouTube. It's a Google-owned video. It's got great search engine value. And in fact, I'm going to take it a step further. Right in the title, you should have the street address. People Google street addresses all the time, right? If I'm looking to sell my home, I saw a house sold down the street a couple of months ago. I want to know what they sold it for. I do a Google search. Now you could have a YouTube-owned video and a SEO-rich blog post, both with street addresses, helping you get found. Finding an agent in agent-related searches on YouTube grew 22% in 2019. So this is a huge opportunity for you to target both buyers and sellers. But that was a lot of the organic, right? We talked a lot about the free, building your search engine value, social media. But look, if you're serious into some lead generation, you want to capitalize on the high opportunity of investing in leads, and listings. Well, the best source to do that is going to be paid traffic, okay? And there's two sources. There's search-based marketing and there's interruption-based marketing. So let me break it down for you. Search-based marketing is called PPC, Okay, so these are the search engine ads that you create. These hugely powerful because these are high intent searches. So let's say I go to Google and I type in, what's my home worth, or what's the value of my home calculator, whatever kind of key terms I type in. That means I'm looking to potentially sell my home. I'm seriously making proactive steps in learning that next step to sell my home. Whereas interruption-based marketing is Facebook search engines. Now that might be, I'm on my news feed looking at what all my friends and family are doing, what happened this weekend, and then up pops an ad, hey, what's your home worth? Well, maybe I'm curious, I click it, but I'm not serious necessarily about moving forward with selling my home. So here's why I bring this up. Search-based marketing tends to be a little bit higher cost, but a higher conversion, okay? A little bit lower quantity. Whereas interruption-based marketing is a lower cost, higher quantity, lower conversion. So when I coach agents, I usually recommend you want to be investing in PPC ads at least 80 to 90% of your budget. That's going to get you that higher intent lead. Now, you can take the 20 or 10% and put into a little bit of search-based marketing, right? I mean, interruption-based marketing. Remember, our goal is to build our list as quickly as possible. So let's start with those PPC because there's just so incredible opportunity here for you. Just like investing in the stock market, there's times to invest. I can tell you right now, the time to invest in PPC ads is right now. The activity is through the roof. So PPC ads are those pay-per-click ads on search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And it's designed to drive accelerated traffic to a lead capture squeeze page. One thing I want to mention, not your homepage. A lot of agents waste a lot of money sending potential leads to their homepage. Your homepage has a million different buttons and click here, do this, there, education. You want to take them to a squeeze page or lead capture landing page, okay? And by doing this, you're able to target sellers looking to list their home in a specific area based off of key term searches. So I want to share with you guys some of these effective key term searches. When it comes to seller leads, some of the best keywords, you want to target hundreds of short and long tail key terms that will indicate a person looking up to sell their home, interested or thinking about that process. Everything from sell my home in a certain area, home valuation calculator, tips on selling your home. You can see all these great options. Pay for these, help you get found in those search results pages for a high intent lead. Now, that lead capture process is very important. Like I said, you don't want to take them to your home page. You want to take them to a lead capture landing page. Now, ideally, this matches the area they're in. You can see here, this consumer may be in the Tampa area looking to sell their home. There is one call to action here, okay? All I got to do is put my street address here. The next step, my email and information. And then step 3, the time, the condition, all this. Now, one of the things I'll talk about here later is, with our Elevate platform, what's so powerful is as soon as the consumer puts their address in that step 1, we've already got them. We've already got their information. We actually use a third party to aggregate that data. So we don't even need them to do step 2 and 3, although we do to try to validate that information. But having systems that are able to kind of autofill that is a huge value. But you want to take them to that landing squeeze page, not to your home page. Now, once they complete those steps, you want to then send them that automatic valuation. Okay. Now, that automatic valuation, of course, is going to preference that it's based off of tax records, public data, and recent solds, that it's not an appraisal. You want to make sure of that. But a couple of key factors you want to make sure in this valuation, you've got to have a couple of call to action buttons. One of my favorites is ask a professional, right? Do you feel this value is correct or incorrect? Or another call to action button, are you looking to sell your home? Now, these would do the same thing. If they click that button, all that does is signals to the system, to you, that this consumer is a high intent lead, is a hot lead, right? You're still going to get the lead no matter what, whether they click those buttons or not. But the value there is it can help identify for you as you get those leads, which ones are a little bit hotter than others. Now, once you get that lead should be put into some type of CRM management, client relations management system, because you're going to get a high volume. You're going to want to have systems and processes to manage those leads, no matter what process they're in, whether they're ready to sell now, 6 months or a year, you got to have systems to manage that. And then a notification should be sent to that agent, you, immediately. And then that lead should also, very important for seller leads, be put into an email drip campaign. Okay, now we'll talk a little bit here today about those different email drip campaigns you should be doing for sellers, but it's so important that you do follow-up campaigns. What homes are going for in the area, the value of selling your home right now. Again, nurturing that lead. So important. So we talked a lot about PPC. Like I said, you know, PPC is the best place to invest right now when it comes to online lead generation for sellers. Now, a lot of competitors oftentimes will do just social media ads. They don't do any PPC. Like I said, you want a combination. But if you want to do a little bit into some social media advertising, there's some great options. For example, on Facebook, you have an option of boosting versus ads. Okay, now a boost is you create a post to your business page, you hit the boost button, and you can target a select audience. Ads are created in the Ads Manager. Those are a little bit more advanced, but you have a lot more you can do as far as lead capture forms and things like that. So, you know, a good example here, should I get a home inspection before I sell my home? You could go ahead and boost this to your area, towns, or neighborhoods. In fact, let me give you guys another powerful boosting campaign. For those of you who have listings and are selling your listings right now, remember I talked about you can turn that into more listing opportunities. So we have a lot of clients do this, but let's say you sell a property like this agent did here. She went ahead and she blogged it. Remember I said you should be blogging all your listing activities. It's going to build your SEO branding. But then she took it and posted it to her Facebook business page. And she wrote something like, hey, everybody, I just sold this property for 50 over asking price. Are you curious to know what your home would go for? Click here. But then when she hits the boost button, she actually goes into the audience selection and she puts the exact address and drops a pin on that home. She does about a 15-mile radius around that home. Essentially, she's targeting the entire neighborhood, branding herself as that neighborhood agent. And she gets business from this all the time, right? And she spends as little as $40 a campaign. So think about the value or opportunity here. Again, this is an interruption-based marketing, so it's not as high value as the PPC, but you can see the power and potential that social media can bring for bringing you some seller lead opportunities. So we've talked a lot about organic lead generation. We talked about the high value of PPC and paid advertising to really invest in building your leads. We talked about sourcing your current leads to get you more listings. But I just want to close with this. We call this slide our moneymaker slide, right? My clients call it the moneymaker slide because now let's close the deal. You've got that seller, they're interested in potentially listing with you, and you get the age-old question, what are you going to do to sell my house versus the agent down the street, right? So I encourage all of you, while I take a picture of while I talk about this, take a picture of this. Get your phone out, take a picture. I promise you start utilizing this, you're going to close more listing opportunities. So at your next listing appointment, tell your seller, hey, I'm going to take your listing, put it under my featured properties on my website, put it on my real estate blog, my Facebook business page, my LinkedIn, tweet about your property, post it to my Instagram, and create a YouTube virtual tour and share that all over again. You guys think your sellers would like that? Absolutely. And you know what? I'll even go as far to say it's not only going to help you close that listing, but remember how you market your properties brands you as an agent, and it can get you more listing opportunities down the road. So I know this is probably a good tie into that next section, Erin, here for you, but hopefully you guys see the enormous value here.
Wow, Dylan, that was so much amazing information. And we have a very, very engaged audience out there. Thank God we have Ashley in the background. She's furiously answering questions for people. I know some of you, are saying that you would love to connect with one of our success coaches to learn a little bit more about, some people are asking about the pay-per-click aspects, wanting to know more how ads are created on Google, etc. So if you would like to connect with a success coach, just go ahead and chat it or put it in the questions. Ashley will actually reach out to you and schedule some one-on-one time with one of our coaches. I know you're getting a lot of information in this 1 hour and you probably want to dig in deeper in certain areas. Just let us know and we will schedule some one-on-one time with you. But it's right. So Dylan, you've just been talking about all of the different ways that we can capture these seller leads. I love the squeeze pages. We use a ton of those ourselves in our marketing, right, inside of Elevate. So now we're going to transition here. We're going to assume that all these leads have come in. I've received them. I have, nurtured all of those hot ones. I've set up automation to all of my other ones. And now I have a listing appointment. And it's time for me to go and do my listing presentation. And luckily, we have the magic of agent marketing who can step in and help make that killer listing presentation and that killer experience for you. So not only do you blow away your competition, but you earn that listing. So Erin, what have you got for us?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here and be able to explain and kind of show you guys a little bit about agent marketing's listing presentations and how you can create a killer listing presentation. So just to kind of get started, one of the big things that you really want to make sure you're doing when you are going to these listing presentations is you're being prepared. You're knowing what your sellers are, you want to go to this listing presentation and really have that knowledge of the area and really speak to what you know they're going to want to hear. So doing your research with the neighborhood and finding out more information about what that area is going to help you be able to tell the story and get this home sold as quickly as possible and do it the best way possible. So with agent marketing, let me share my screen here. We do have our listing presentation of which that you're able to use. The great thing with this listing presentation is you can come into agent marketing and you can build a custom listing presentation in just a few clicks of a button. Or you can even dive in and do a fully custom listing presentation where you're going through and customizing each page, putting in your own content and making it your own. So you have a couple different ways of which you can go about doing that. So with our listing presentation here, we have a few different templates to choose from. I think this one just looks really snazzy. It stands out. All of our listing presentations that you get to create within the system will be branded with your information. Each page is fully branded with your logo, your picture, all of your information. The great thing with these listing presentations is they are a digital format. So each listing presentation that you create, you can create one for that specific website or that listing, or you can have your generic one where you take to all of your listing presentations. Just based off of past feedback and my personal experience, I think it's better to create a custom listing presentation with that seller's information, that home. It just kind of gives them that wow factor, like, wow, okay, they really took the time to do their research. They know the information. They're going to really take the time to sell my home and stand out and get this home sold quickly. So with that, you can actually, what I recommend doing is you can go take a picture of the front of the house if you wanted to. To get this entered into the system, you just need bare minimal information, just the street address, a couple of other details, and that's it. It doesn't have to be an MLS because you're not going to have the MLS number yet. So you can come in and you can build this beautiful listing presentation. So I'm going to go through some of the slides here. So what we recommend doing is when you create your listing presentation, you want to talk about why they should choose you, why you're better than everybody else, and why you are going to be the best agent and help them with what their end game is, which is selling their home and getting it sold quickly. So you can talk about why they should choose you and then what your goal is. So your goal is to make your clients happy. You want to show them that you are there to listen, to help them, to care through the process. And you're going to be there every step of the way to do that. So you can talk about your goals and how you're going to make that sell as quickly or as successful as possible. And then talk about your background. So what's your experience? What stands you out from any other agent? And this can kind of tailor with why they should, why choose Sally Agent or why choose Erin as your agent. You can talk about all of your different backgrounds and the things that you've accomplished through your real estate world and things that you've done, maybe things that you specialize in. So if you specialize in luxury properties or golf course communities, or, maybe you work with millennials and helping them do their first time buyers, stuff like that, you can always tailor to that stuff and explain this through that listing presentation. Now, the great thing and the thing that I love the most about this is with the listing presentation, you can add clickable links in here. So now this is where you dive into all of the different things, kind of like what Dylan was saying, all the different things that you're going to do to actually help sell their home. So you're going to build a custom property website for their house, and you're going to display the property information in that photo gallery. And here I'll open up an example too. Oh, Sorry about that. I should have fixed this beforehand. So with the property website, you're going to build a beautiful, beautiful property website that's going to showcase all of the information for their home. So you can do the photo gallery and the virtual tours and show community information. You can even have different things like the Matterport links on here, other floor plans, stuff like that added to the property website as well. And then going through the other slides, your online commercial. So you're talking about the virtual tour. And again, you have that C sample, so you can show them the live sample of what the virtual tour would look like. Meanwhile, you're doing this, you have your computer up or your tablet out, and you're showing them either this while you're doing a video. So I know times are a little tough right now with COVID, so you could even have this up, sharing your screen, kind of like I'm doing with you right now. Or if you are sitting next to them, then you're able to share this with them over the computer or on an iPad and show all the different things that you'll be doing. There is an option to upload panoramic tours and have all the different options, the mapping options. You're basically just going through and showcasing all of the different things. The great thing with agent marketing is when you do add that listing into the system, we do create a property specific text code. You can have them say, hey, you know what, text this number to this number and you'll get live information. And they're like, what that's so cool. I'm getting my house right then and there on my phone. So then you can show them how quickly leads are going to come in once they start promoting your home and getting that out there. There is also the QR code. So everybody loves QR codes, being able to scan stuff. I know with going out to restaurants and viewing different things with COVID, QR codes are so popular. So everybody can just take their phone, they can scan it. So you're showing them all of these different tools that are really going to get information out there so much more. We'll dive into the signage in a little bit as we talk more about the print shop, but you can even talk about custom signage and how you'll do a yard sign with the text codes and flyers and postcards, and you'll do direct mailing and all of the different things that can be done with the flyers. And you'll show them samples if you want to. So the great thing is when you're going through and building this, as I mentioned, with those clickable links, you'll be able to showcase and show examples if you want to, or you can just kind of have it be a slide. All of these photos that I'm showing you too can be customized. So if you want to upload your own photo, you have that option to be able to have different photos than what we provide for you. And going back to what Dylan was saying, you know, doing your Google searches and your Google ads, your pay-per-clicks, your Facebook ads, and all of that, this is also being showcased in within that the listing presentation. So just giving them that awareness that you're going to be doing in and tapping into all these different social media networks and YouTube and the different successes. So that's just kind of a little overview. Even with our websites, the great thing is you can showcase that you're reaching international buyers. So what we like to say is photos show so much about a home, and somebody could be moving from California all the way over to Georgia. So with the listing presentation, you're able to reach not only just US, but you can reach international. Maybe somebody's coming from across the world and they want to move out to California. So you're able to showcase all of that, not only just in the US, but reaching international buyers too with these property websites. And then just kind of some other things that are included that you're able to do with the agent marketing system. And then something we recommend doing is adding in your testimonials. So talk about why your clients love you. Add a couple slides with that testimonial information, showcasing, you know, what you've done in your past or how you've helped other people get to that home that they were looking for, and then get their home sold in the works and all of that too. So lots of good information in these listing presentations that you're able to share. So you can, as I mentioned, fully customize these. And the good thing with the listing presentations as well, if you wanted to, you can take this information and you can even leave them a paper copy of it. So if they wanted to write and make notes down and later on down the road, or you can even take this link that is provided when you do create your listing presentation, and you can even email that to them so they can later go back through these slides and take a look at it and kind of take through the time on their own to go through that information. So these are our listing presentations. Again, you can do, if you want to gear it towards the property and do an actual property specific option, you have that, or you can create something that's going to be geared to boost up your business and talk about your successes and things that you've done. Yeah.
Erin, these blow me away. I mean, I can't even imagine, being a seller and having somebody come into my house or, connect with me virtually, depending on the COVID atmosphere, and have this stunning digital presentation that features like literally photos of my home, right? And then the single property website, like it absolutely blows me away. So if you are an agent marketing subscriber and you are not utilizing this functionality, you're crazy, get on that. And if you are an Elevate subscriber or anyone who would like to learn more about adding, some of this agent marketing functionality on to your services, go ahead once again in the chat or in the questions, say, hey, I am interested in learning more about the digital listing presentations and the single property websites. And Ashley will make sure that she connects you over with the agent marketing team. And Ashley, I'm sorry, Erin, I know that we actually, in that free download guide that we're going to be sharing with everybody at the end, that there is actually a link. It's an interactive PDF, and there's a link in there that you can click and you can go and build a free listing presentation just to see how easy it is to play with the customization. And so if you have a listing that you want to have a little fun with and kind of kick it up a notch, or, take a look at it, and you'll have that link. You can play with it, and you can also connect with an agent marketing coach. So yay on all of that. Okay, so now, Dylan, we are assuming, so we captured, my God, this is a busy hour. We captured the listing, right? So first of all, we got the seller lead, then we captured the listing because we had an amazing presentation. And now it is time to start marketing the heck out of it. And Erin touched on in the listing presentation, all of these different ways that we're going to market, but I know that Elevate can help do every single one of those. So go ahead and show us how that comes together, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the best things about that is our system is that all-in-one. It really does every piece of that marketing for you, integrated and automatic. I think that's kind of the best value. So first, we'll make sure that you have an IDX website. Remember, I said everything starts with that website. And, it has full IDX, can search properties, only ever find you, all the bells and whistles you need. Well, we're going to take that listing and we're going to immediately put it under your featured properties on your website. You don't have to do any of it. And then what we'll do with this site, it has full CRM management tools. So as you get more leads, you can manage and maintain those leads. I'll talk about that here in a second for you, but it's full functioning IDX site. We'll pre-populate other listings through the MLS, always branded to you, client testimonials. But really what makes our site so unique, we'll work with you on colors, pictures, logos, layouts, but really what makes it so unique is the ability for that site to automatically generate content for you. So most websites, real estate websites, are static. Bundling. So a lot of times if agents aren't in there creating content, they just sit there. So to get more traffic, we talked about, you've got to have a lot of content. So what we do for the agent is we actually do all the content creation for them. So they're going to get real estate tips and tricks and news all branded to them, and they're going to get that once per week. Now, these agents, they choose the day. They can go in there and delete it. If they didn't want to talk about unique home designs, they could delete it. I don't know why they would, but they could. But they can also edit them. This one here about VA-backed loans. If an agent want to go in there and edit it and put, their lender's information, they have the ability to do that. But probably the most important are the two high value for sellers, right? So the things we're going to do is automatically, they get a new listing, open house, sold, price change, you name it. We're going to instantly go ahead and blog that for them. Remember, blogs have extremely high SEO value. So it's going to force Google to index it. So we're going to go ahead and add the title of that new listing. We're going to add the full description of that property, zip code, keywords, area, property type, and some lead capture into that full, robust client relations management system. The agent does nothing. They don't even have to notify us. It's an automatic system. We follow your MLS ID. And again, you can see right in the title, we've got the street address. We've talked about people Google those street addresses. So you have hyper local street addresses on your blog, building your SEO, your branding, and your marketing for your listings. Again, looking for more sellers, we're going to go ahead and blog for you those market update reports automatically. So you're going to choose whatever areas you want, up to 10, and we're going to do a market update report of what that area looks like, but some seller lead capture opportunities. Again, the agent does nothing. Now, the agent can add their own blogging if they wanted to, but we're going to make sure that the agent is active, consistent, and competitive with lead capture and content creation. Then we're going to take all that great content and share it to all their social platforms. So we're going to post it to their Facebook business page. If the agent doesn't have a Facebook business page, we'll build it for them. But automatically, we're going to post all those informational blogs, new listings, open houses, sold, market update reports. You can see here that property just sold just a day ago or a few days ago. Instantly, we went ahead and blogged that and then posted it to our Facebook page with optimized lead capture, driving traffic back to her website, building her SEO, building her brand, and lead capture into her CRM. Again, one mistake I see is a lot of times agents post blogs to their Facebook, but it's often from other sources. So all of our content is embedded in their website and drives traffic to their website. Hugely powerful. We're going to help them with their LinkedIn. Remember, LinkedIn's a professionals network. Doctors, lawyers, mortgage brokers, financial advisors, people who buy homes are in this platform. So we're going to post all that listing activity, new listing, open houses, sold, all those high-value market update reports and informational blogs. Agent does nothing. Same thing with Twitter. Everyone here today is going to become a tweeter. So we're going to go ahead and tweet for you guys automatically all those informational blogs, new listings, open houses, sold. Again, remember I talked about how you guys market your properties brands you as an agent. And she is getting maximum exposure without having to do any of the effort. Okay, again, if I click it, it goes back to her website. Same thing with her YouTube channel. We'll build her YouTube channel, design it to match her website and blog, but automatically, free of charge, the moment she gets a listing, we're going to create a YouTube virtual tour. She doesn't have to do any of it. So you can see we're going to take all the pictures, we're going to stitch them together, we're going to add some music. We have 14 pieces of music to choose from. I'm going to pause it because I don't want to compete the music here, but you guys get the idea, right? We make a slideshow, we add the title, we add the description, full of keywords, we add the client's contact information and a link, driving me back from your video to your website where there's lead capture into that automatic CRM system. And guys, remember, when it comes to search engines, linking and backlinking on a Google-owned video is enormously powerful. Okay, and then we're going to take this video and we're going to upload it to your website, your blog, your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your YouTube. You did nothing. All you did was put it in MLS, which is what everybody's doing anyways. But we make sure you're active, consistent, and integrated. And again, I'll bring this slide up, our moneymaker slide. Here's the best value. You can save this on your listing appointments, and the reality is you're not doing any of it. You don't tell them that part, of course. You make them think that you're busy tweeting and blogging away here. But the whole point is to be competitive, to be consistent, you have to stay active. And we're going to make sure that happens for you. Now, again, I said it comes fully integrated with that CRM system to manage and maintain your leads and a full, robust email marketing campaign system. All automatic, you do nothing. But the best value is we also take care of all your paid advertising. So to make sure that you get a guaranteed set of leads, we're going to target sellers and or buyers by doing a very intensive PPC ad campaign. I know a lot of you are asking questions about this. We're going to do it for you. So we manage and maintain all the pay-per-click advertising, whether you want buyers, or whether you want sellers, or both. And then we have that full, robust 4-step lead capture process with home evaluations, all automatic. And then we also do a very intensive buyer campaign, if you so choose. And we aggregate all these leads with as much information as we can about them. And then we also do a very optional, very intensive Facebook ad for you as well. So what's really exciting, our click-to-lead opt-in rate is 20%. 63% of our leads have email information. 74% provide additional information. Do they own their own home? Are they pre-approved? But the most important is lead exclusivity. So unlike Zillow or these other platforms where it's a shared lead, these are exclusive. These leads go to you and you only. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about our programs, all you got to do is type in Elevate. And I've set some time here today and next week to reach out with you guys. And if you want to learn about PPC and social media and what we can do to maximize your listing opportunities, I'd be happy to answer those questions.
Wow, I love that, Dylan, because, real estate professionals, what makes them wonderful at what they do is they're amazing people persons. That was hard to say. But that doesn't always make them great marketers, right? And the fact that they know that they need to be out on all of these different channels. I mean, we've got people asking, about blogging, and we've got people asking about these social channels. And I love the fact that there's a solution like Elevate out there that can literally say, you know what? We're going to put you on Twitter. We're going to put you on YouTube. We're going to put you, we're going to publish to your blogs. We're going to do all of these wonderful things for you. And it's all coming from you. And you don't have to do a thing because you just need to be out there focusing on what you do best. And we're automating and doing all of the rest for you. That's wonderful. I can see why it's such a huge hit, right?
Absolutely. You've got it.
So there's more that we can do, though, in terms of marketing, Erin. And I want to talk about that a little bit because we have the agent marketing print shop, and a lot of people don't know that. And we are actually in the process of reimagining the print shop. It's going to be called Creative Ink, and we're going to be unveiling that soon, but you guys just got a little sneak peek on the title. But Erin, let's talk about, I know that you talked also, earlier about the single property websites, but let's talk about all the different ways that Agent Marketing's print shop, Creative Ink, can service the listings.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, the great thing with agent marketing is we have stuff that can be created for you automatically to take that stress off of having to design and customize your own stuff. Or you can even come in and create your own stuff using our design lab. So I'll touch on both very quickly here. I know we're kind of running a little short on time here, so I'll run through this very quickly. But the great thing is we do have property specific marketing that I had mentioned earlier when doing the listing presentation. And this is something that you can showcase with the sellers, letting them know that you'll be doing all these extra marketing tools to go after. So with the sign writers, that displays all of the texting information. This is a great tool to have. Either you can put the text code on your yard sign, or you can do the sign writers and have it attached to the top or the bottom of your sign. These are such a great lead generation tool, and it eliminates you having to worry about if that flyer box is always full or empty, and with everything going on. And it's it's touchless, so people can just go up and scan the QR code, or they can text about the property. Super easy. And then there's different things like postcard marketing. So you can do postcards for your listings, and you can simply just click on your listing, and then we'll go through and take care of the rest for you. We'll auto-populate all of the property information. You just have to choose your template that you want. We take care of the rest. So you can do just listed, you have open house options, you have just sold options. So this is a good way to get more information out about that home and get that information for the property going as quickly as possible. So let me go ahead and go back here. Some other tools that you can do: property specific business card. On the front, it advertises you as the agent, and then on the back, it showcases all of that property information. You can do water bottle labels, door hangers that are just like the postcards, where you can do open house, just listed, just sold. Even those listing presentations that we just went over, you can have them printed on a nice cardstock, and we'll send it to you, and you can even use that as an option to leave with the sellers, giving them more information. And even printing the property flyers that are created when the listing gets added in, you can have those printed directly within the system as well. All of these options here that you see through the cart are all stuff that is completely automated, where you don't have to go through and design. You just pick your template and you're good to go. We also have our design lab, which Bondalyn touched on, Creative Ink. So we'll be showcasing a lot of this within there. But you're able to go through, and here, this is where you can dive in and get more custom, have some fun in designing your own templates, or choosing a template that we have already for you, but customizing it to make it your own and whatnot through the design lab. So you'll see we have some digital stuff that you can use, or there's even some print items that can be done through the system and purchased as well. So you can do trifold brochures, larger size postcards, folded cards. One of my favorites are the note cards. Everybody could use note cards. You could just do a simple thank you note card. You can send them just a, hey, I'm thinking of you, checking in to see how everything's going. Maybe they said that they were going to be selling in 6 months, and you're approaching that 6 months. You want to send a little note card just to kind of stay top of mind, and it's about time that they're ready to start selling. So these are all great tools to stay not only in front of your clients, but to showcase those properties and get that property specific information out there. And it's another way for you to stand out and be that great agent that we all know you are.
So I absolutely love this, guys. And I hope that everybody is watching is really starting to understand why all of these companies are coming together. Because what happens is, like, we can provide one singular set of, solutions for you. So it doesn't matter if you're an agent marketing subscriber, if you're an Elevate subscriber, or you're not a subscriber of either and you want to become one, what we can do is we can help build that custom program for you. So if you're an Elevate subscriber and you want to add some of the that amazing listing presentation and single property website functionality, or you want to send some postcards out to your, to your prospects and your clients, we can help add that into your solution. And the same, if you are an agent marketing subscriber and you're interested in the Elevate CRM, you're interested in pay-per-click advertising, we can also help facilitate that. So everything is ultimately all coming together. And you know what, guys, we've had quite a few questions about pricing. I know we only have a few minutes left, but I also, one of the things I love is that we have a variety of entry-level price points for people based on your budget, based on your needs and things like that. So Dylan, why don't you take a moment and just give us a little bit of a touch and on some of the pricing with Elevate and pay-per-click and what people can, I think we've got a special offer and things like that you want to extend. So start with you.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Well, look, so what I want to go ahead and do is go over our different price points here. I know there's a lot of agents in here that are already Elevate customers. I'm going to offer, you do have an opportunity where you can upgrade to our Seller Elite program, which I'm going to offer here today for the discounted rate. But we've got two options here. The two options we have, all of them will include the website, the IDX, the blogging, the blog, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram poster, YouTube poster, the CRM, the email marketing, includes all of that. The difference is the type of lead and the amount of leads. So I'll start with the Elite Seller Program. This is such a hot ticket item right now. Everybody wants seller leads. So we've been selling an enormous amount of these lately and incredible feedback from them. So to get the website, CRM, blog, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, plus a guaranteed of 20 to 30 leads per month, guaranteed, the typical cost for that program is $1,200. Which anyone who knows any kind of seller lead program, that in itself is a great value. But for today, we're going to discount the pricing here for you for joining us today. We're going to discount it 50% off in your monthly cost and setup fee. So for your first 2 months, it's going to be 50% off to only $475. After your second month, it's going to go to that $950. It's not going to go to the $1,200. You're going to be locked in at that $950 rate. So guys, incredible value. First 2 months, you're going to get around 60 seller leads within those first 2 months for $475 per month. I mean, incredible value right there with the hot ticket items of these sellers. Now the setup fee, you're going to work with a web designer to build your website, your social media, and set up all the ads. The setup is typically $800. We're discounting that 50% off to only $400. So less than $1,000 here today, guys. You can have a brand new website, social media, CRM, and guaranteed 20 to 30 leads per month. Seller, incredible value. Now, we did want to offer our DMS Plus program. This is our most popular program. And I wanted to touch on this because not every agent can necessarily do the higher price point right now. So the DMS Plus is everything, website, blog, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, but this one comes with 5 to 10 leads per month. Okay, but these are buyer leads, not seller leads. Okay, and the cost for that program typically is $499. They're discounting that right now to $299, and you're locked in at that rate. The setup for that typically $600. A lot less ads we have to do. Seller leads has a lot more ads we got to do. The setup for that typically $600. We're discounting that to only $300. So if you guys are looking to get your feet wet into some lead generation and get started, DMS Plus is a great option. You guys can go ahead and type into that chat box DMS Plus, and I'll know to reach out to you guys here today to discuss that with you a little further. And those of you who are looking to really get serious with some lead generation into seller leads, you can go ahead and type in Elite Seller, and I'll know to reach out to you to discuss that further. With the Seller Lead program, it is a limited time. a limited slots. Obviously we can't sell everybody in here a seller lead program. There's only so many sellers out there. So it is a very limited availability, but great discounts and opportunity for you guys here today.
Those are great prices. Thank you so much for extending that, Dylan. And Erin, I know that you've got some specials that you want to promote from the agent marketing side. So tell us what
definitely.
you've got.
So if you were interested in doing the listing presentation, we want to offer it to you for $59.99 per month. It's a great tool. It gives you so many other options as well. But that listing presentation, you'll get up to 10 listing presentations with that fee. So that's a great deal. It gives you a lot of opportunities to impress your sellers. And then also for attending, we do want to offer you 20% off your first print order. So that's anything that I showed you today, anything that you see within our platform that is printable, we will give you 20% off on your first order. So give us a call if you're interested. You can type print, or if you want to talk about listing presentations, just let us know and we can help get your order going.
Wow, I think that's way too cheap, both of you. For everything that both of these companies are giving, everybody out there better be typing Elevate and print or agent marketing into their chat box. And I just posted to the chat box the link where you can download your free listings guide. So that is where we kind of consolidate all of the things that we talked about today into one guide. We've got a bunch of tips, tricks, and strategies from Elevate coaches and agent marketing coaches. And there's some additional special offers that are in there as well for you to take advantage of. I know that we have just a few minutes left, and we have been inundated with questions, Erin and Dylan. And I know, thank you so much to our people who are in the background today, to Ashley, to Tara, and to Erin with an A, not Erin with an E, who have been frantically responding to all of your questions. But if we could go ahead, post the one last poll, if you don't mind, Erin with an A. So I know a lot of you have been raising your hands, but go ahead, and this is where you can tell us all of the different things that you would like to connect with one of our coaches on. So if you want to talk to Dylan about online lead generation, whether it's buyer leads, seller leads, a mix of the two, select that. If you'd like to learn more about the Elevate CRM and you haven't already raised your hand to us, go ahead and select that. Websites and single property websites through agent marketing, raise your hand there. Social media marketing will connect you with Dylan once again. And if you'd like to learn more about the different print services and how you can add those into your package, go ahead and select those. And we'll let that run for a moment. I know that our teams are still frantically addressing everybody's questions. And so we're going to keep allowing them to do that for a few moments. And I'm just going to ask Dylan and Erin to give us a final thought, a tip, a strategy, a word of advice. You guys have filled us with a ton of amazing information and amazing opportunities today. Erin, since you're the lady, I'm going to invite ladies first to give their final and closing thought.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope you all enjoyed the information and took some of this out. You know, my biggest thing that I always, like to think of when I'm going and talking and preaching about our listing presentations is when you're actually doing and presenting, be positive. When you walk in there, you have so many great tools in your back pocket. So go in so confident and, do your thing. You're an agent for a reason, and you have all these great tools, and we're here to back you up. So just have that positive attitude and that positive energy, go in and, hey, I'm here to sell your home, and just, smile tells it all. And just having that good energy and that good attitude, you'll do so great. And if you have questions, we're here to help. So just let us know.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. How about you, Dylan? What is your final advice for everyone today?
Yeah, well, look, I'll tell you what, I'm hoping everybody is walking away here really motivated and inspired with the potential of what this current online marketing and real estate market is right now, and also know that we're here to help. Don't stress if social media is not your strength, but you're great at selling houses and you can sell a house with your eyes closed. We'll help you with the social media. We'll help you with the lead gen. But we look forward to working with you and helping make this year the best year yet for you.
You guys are a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you everyone who dialed in. We are just blown away by all of the amazing questions. And if we did not get to respond to your question, our amazing team behind the scenes, don't worry, that somebody will reach out to you. We will make sure that every single question gets addressed. Make sure that you download your free guide. Raise your hand if you want to connect with Dylan or Erin, take advantage of those special offers. I wish everyone a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye, thanks.